Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Audio-Technica. And whenever we think of Audio-Technica, we think of great microphones, mixers, headphones. But one thing that we don't normally see them is in the gaming space. And this is a gaming headset from Audio-Technica. It features a microphone, definitely going to be very clear from them. But the main benefit here is that this is going to work with your PC, with your PlayStation system, as well as your Xbox One. But since we mostly do Android stuff here as well, this is also going to work with your smartphone. So let's go ahead and check out and see how great this pair of headphone is, well, this gaming headset is from Audio-Technica. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so they are always notified whenever we have new videos on the channel. So the headset that I have here is the wired version. Now there is another model that is wireless, but the audio performance should be very similar, as from my understanding is they're using the same 45mm drivers. Now it does include a detachable microphone. This one is attached here, but it does also include a wired. This is the wired model. Again, model number is ATH-G1 gaming headset. Works with your PC, your PlayStation 4, Xbox One, as well as your Android smartphone, as long as you're able to get in audio. Again, made by Audio-Technica. Last but not least, we have two 45mm drivers here on both ear cans, and they're closed back dynamic. Opening the box, we have some materials in here, and of course, we're straight going into the actual headphones. Both of them have blue options here on them. There is no other color right now. We do have a splitter. This is basically going to be used whenever you're connecting it to your PC. As for the most part, most PCs do not accept the 3-prong connection, so you do need to split it. And there is a little logo here on top of one. This one's for microphone, and this one's for headphones. And then, of course, you just connect this one directly into it, and you should be able to use it with any PC that has the 2 connections. If you only have 1 connection, for the most part, that one should basically use a straight connecting through it. The other accessory they include here is their microphone. Now, it does actually show here that it is mono, but for the most part, it will translate to here. And depending on your player, you should be able to get a good experience there. We do have a windscreen that is built in on top of it, but you can definitely remove it, and you can see the microphone, or the microphone itself, is actually directional up, and it's intended basically just cancel anything that comes around it from before. And you can see it right there. It looks just very, very nice and very clean. The windscreen does come pre-applied, so all you need to do is just keep that back on. And here we have, so the blue color still permeates through the bottom. There's a little fabric right there, the cushioning here for the ear cups, and these are over the ear, not on ear, so you should be able to get a good experience or an extended usage out of this. And I've been actually using them for about a week or half, almost 2 weeks now. The main experience here overall, very nice, very comfortable, and basically long gameplay without any issue. The microphone attaches very, very easily, so you basically just connect it, facing it up, and it only fits one way really, so you'll notice there's actually a fitting here. So I can try to put it in this way and it doesn't fit. So as long as you put it in, you just put it in correctly, boom, and then of course adjust it to whichever position you want. From personal experience, for best performance, I feel like the microphone should be slightly away and facing me directly. So you can notice right there, this basically fits my best experience the way I like to wear it. We have the Audio-Technica name there, and of course mechanism is very nice, very responsive. There is an exposed wire on both sides, but they don't actually tangle. There should be no issues. We have nice material on the top covered, as well as obviously and just that nice little design that we have here all around it. Both ear cups are very comfortable. This is not leather, but it definitely feels very, very good. And of course, overall, now as far as the actual fit, as I mentioned to you guys, I like the microphone a little bit away from me, make sure that it's facing me, so always touch it and then face it directly to you. Now we do have an inline controller for the microphone. It gives us the ability of turning off and turning on the audio for the microphone, as well as a volume rocker. So this is what it looks like. Very nice, very simple. One switch to turn it off, one switch to turn it on. And of course, this controller only controls the sound on the headphones, and this one pretty much just controls the microphone. One of the things I really appreciate about this is the gauge of the cable, the quality of the cable that we have here. As I mentioned to you guys, this should work with any connector that accepts 3-prong connectors, as far as the 3.5mm headphone jack for basically stereo audio and microphone input. If you don't, and you have a PC that has two inputs, basically an audio and an audio in for microphone and audio out for headphones, just go ahead and connect it to this adapter and then connect these 2 directly into your PC. As you notice, these are 2 stereos. You should be pretty good. And this actually does convert that 1-prong connector mono that we have for the microphone into a stereo input. So the first thing we're going to start off with is we're going to look at the actual audio coming out of the microphone here that we have with the ATH-G1. I'm going to start off with a test on the PC to show you guys how this should sound on the PC for you, as well as we're doing another test on my mobile device. This is going to be the Pixel 4 XL, just to show you how you can basically experience it if you wanted to use this with your mobile phone. Let's say you're playing PUBG and you want to be able to have a good gaming experience, as this should work very, very nicely with PUBG. But let's go ahead and start off with the PC. I went ahead and connected the headset directly to the PC, and I'm using the camera app right now real quick just to be able to give you guys a quick sample of how the audio should sound if you're using this microphone. And the really nice thing about this is that this is actually a directional microphone, which means anything that comes from the side or the back of the microphone from this side of it is going to get basically canceled out. So right now I'm sitting next to my PC with loud fans, and hopefully you should only be basically hearing me and nobody else. As far as the actual audio itself, I wish we had a little bit of a gain control on this, because when I connect it to my PC, for some reason I always have to boost the audio a little bit. But overall, if you go into the actual sound card option that you have on your PC and actually play a little bit with the settings, you should be able to get some pretty good audio. Again, gaming headset that sounds great, but also sounds great on the microphone, not just on the headphones, on the microphone as well. Went ahead and switched over to my phone. This is the Pixel 4 XL, which does accept actually external audio. The only thing you need to do when you're playing external audio is you need to use a dongle, obviously, since we don't have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and you don't need to use the splitters, just directly into the phone. And at this point, just switch into the actual camera application and select external wired microphone, and this should give you a good example of how, let's say if you're playing PUBG, you're playing any kind of mobile games where you'll be able to get a great audio experience from listening to the music, but also be able to use this microphone. As you heard, the audio is actually pretty good. My only thing that I would say on a PC is definitely make sure that you have some type of an EQ to actually boost the audio input. For some reason, because we don't have a built-in basically an audio processor, your sound card needs to do some of the heavy lifting to be able to boost the audio. The audio is clear, there's no question about that, and it actually does cancel very nicely any kind of side audio that you may have in the nearby. Like for me, my PC was sitting right next to me with the fans kicking. You guys probably didn't even hear that part. But of course on my mobile phone there was no issues there, because it actually provides really good audio, and it works again with the Pixel 4 XL natively with the camera application as well as the transcoding application that we have built in there. Now for a quick audio test, we're definitely going to be able to listen to some songs. This is no copyright songs directly, so you'll be able to listen to them. And again, on your mobile phone, depending on your experience, if you don't have a 3.5mm headphone jack input straight into the phone, you definitely need to use a dongle. So for us, we'll go ahead and use the dongle here with the Pixel 4 XL. And for this one, I'm going to remove the microphone since I don't really need this. But what we are going to do is actually put my microphone, the one I'm talking to you guys on right now, in one of the ear cups so that you guys actually can hear what I'm actually listening to directly on these headphones. So as you heard, the audio quality is actually pretty good. As far as the actual bass and the way it actually processes the audio, it's not overly tuned for electronic and EDM. It should sound very nice for both of those environments, as well as for vocals. Now, obviously, these are intended to be basically for gaming and enjoying, obviously, gaming experience. But with any pair of headphones, whenever you're listening to music, you're obviously going to play music at the same time. There's always going to be music in actual games. So that was just a sample of how it sounds. So you actually get a good sound profile of how these should sound for you if you're listening to music like this. So as far as the experience of using this pair of headphones, last couple of weeks now, this has been my main source of audio for my main PC in the background. I've done a couple of podcasts, I've edited videos, as well as I've actually produced voiceover on a video using this pair of headphones. And I'll give you guys a link to that in the description below on the OnePlus 7T Pro and the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren edition. Overall, great microphone, a great pair of headphones that we have here for audio, for gameplay. Now, overall experience that you're getting here is basically the best of the best when it comes to audio processing, mixing, headphones, as well as microphones from Audio-Technica in a basically a wired configuration. Now, there is a second model, as I mentioned you guys at the beginning, that is wireless, but what I feel here is that we don't actually have to worry about latency issues or any kind of problems with connectivity. You plug it into anything that accepts the 3.5mm headphone jack, so basically PlayStation, Xbox, or even your PC, and of course, as I showed you guys today, even your smartphone, as long as you use that adapter, you're going to get a good sound experience and not overly tuned to be super bassy. So this is not just going to drown out everything with just like boom, boom, boom. It's giving us actually a good experience. The sound profile is actually nice and leveled. It's going to sound great at, with dance music. It's going to sound great if you're trying to play basically vocals. It's just not going to be the best at everything. It's just basically kind of like right there in the middle for me. I enjoy playing games with it. As I showed you guys, I'm playing with this and extended gameplay without any problems, no overheating issues. Since they're over the ears, you don't get any kind of the ear fatigue. And of course, overall, they don't actually provide a full seal on your head. So you have to keep in mind, because of that, it doesn't actually overheat, which kind of works both ways. They're just not going to have really good sound isolation and no noise cancellation. So just keep that in mind. Would I recommend this pair of headphones to anybody looking into picking up a gaming headset for their gaming rig? I definitely would. I think overall, if you are okay with the fact that it's wired, I think the ATH-G1 will work great for you. If you do want to check out basically a wireless version of this, I'm going to go ahead and link for you guys my buddy Juan Carlos Bagnell. He did the review for the wireless version of this pair of headphones. And of course, you could see from there, obviously, how that performs and any of the challenges there. Now, there's a couple of things that I would love to see on the second generation of this headset is definitely maybe a little bit of an audio boost, because right now you definitely want to play a little bit with your EQ on your PC to get the audio set to the right level before you just start playing with it. But other than that, I think it provides great clear audio. The other thing, as far as the actual hardware, I definitely would appreciate it maybe not having so much of a and I'm hoping you guys could hear that. There's a little bit of a rattle with the actual controller. Now, the lucky thing is that the microphone is not built in there, so there's no issue with audio because the microphone sits straight into the headset itself. Overall, thank you to Audio-Technica for allowing me to check out the ATH-G1. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.